The stars above Earth shone quietly as if watching patiently. For years, the people of Earth had lived in fear. They had seen strange ships enter their space, aliens who did not speak, who did not care about peace. They came with war in their eyes. But Earth was not as weak as they thought. On a cold night, far away in a secret command center, Commander Harris stared at the glowing screen. His eyes were tired, but sharp. The galaxy had ignored Earth's warnings before. This time things were different. "We have to send the final warning," Harris said quietly. "If they don't listen now, nothing will stop us." His team nodded. The warning was simple and clear. Stop attacking Earth's planets, or face the full power of humanity. As the message was sent, deep in space, alien ships moved closer. They had ignored the first warnings. They believed Earth was weak. They were wrong. A young pilot, Maya, sat in her fighter ship. Her hands shook as she checked her weapons. This was not just a battle, it was a fight for survival. She thought of her family back home. Would she see them again? On Earth, people watched the sky nervously. News spoke of strange movements in space. Many did not understand what was coming, but fear grew in their hearts. The alien fleet was huge. It covered the horizon like a dark storm. Their ships were fast and powerful, but they did not know that Earth had changed. They did not know humans had learned to fight back. Commander Harris gathered his top officers. "We fight not just for Earth, but for every soul who calls this place home. We will not bow. We will not run. This is our final warning." The command center buzzed with activity. Engineers prepared new weapons. Scientists tested new shields. Soldiers trained day and night. The Earth was ready for war. The first battle began in the cold void of space. Maya's fighter darted through enemy ships, firing lasers and missiles. Explosions lit up the darkness. She felt fear, but also courage. Meanwhile, on the command bridge, Harris watched the battle unfold on screens. Every move mattered. One wrong step could mean disaster. The alien leader, a tall figure named Zorak, sneered, "Earth thinks it can challenge us. We will crush them." But Earth's secret weapon was not just its technology. It was the human spirit. The will to survive, to protect home, to fight for the future. As the battle raged, strange new ships appeared. Earth's engineers had built ships no one had seen before. Faster, stronger, smarter. The galaxy was watching. Would Earth fall like the others, or would humanity rise? The final warning was clear. This was not a threat. It was a promise. The stars held their breath. The silence of space was broken again, but this time it was different. Earth's defenders waited with a quiet strength, knowing the storm was coming. The stars seemed to hold their breath as the alien fleet grew closer and closer. From the distant bridge of the human flagship, Captain Maya stood with steady eyes watching the blinking lights of approaching ships. Her heart beat fast, but she did not show fear. She had trained for this moment, and now it was here. "This is it," she whispered to herself. No turning back. On Earth, millions of people looked up at the sky, hoping their hope was not in vain. They trusted the brave pilots and soldiers in space. They had sent their final warning long ago, but no one listened. Now the time to wait was over. The first wave of ships appeared like dark shadows against the stars. They moved with speed, trying to test Earth's new defenses. But Earth was ready. The shield systems hummed quietly, forming a protective bubble around the planet. It was not just strong. It was smart. It could change and adapt faster than anyone expected. Inside her ship, Maya adjusted the controls. Her team was ready. They would not let the attackers get close. As the enemy ships moved nearer, beams of light flew from human ships cutting through space like bright rivers. The air inside the cockpit felt heavy with tension. This was not just a fight, it was a statement. Earth was alive, and it was not weak. The alien ships moved with strange formations. They communicated without words, sending signals through the void. But Earth had learned to listen. Scientists had found ways to understand their patterns. Each movement was a challenge, but also a clue. Suddenly, a large alien ship slowed down and sent a message. It was clear and sharp, filled with pride and warning. "Your threats mean nothing. You will fall." Captain Maya's voice was calm, but firm. "We are not afraid. This is your final chance to turn away." The alien ship responded with a cold silence, then moved forward again. The tension grew. It was clear the battle was about to begin in full. Back on Earth, the leaders watched the battle unfold on large screens. Every move mattered. The whole world was watching, waiting to see if Earth's warning would be enough. A young engineer named Leo worked quickly, fixing small problems in the shield systems. He knew the stakes. If the shields failed, the whole planet would be at risk. His hands moved with steady skill despite the pressure. In space, the fight became fierce but careful. Neither side wanted to risk everything too soon. It was a dance of power and patience. Ships moved fast, weaving through beams of light. Each attack was met with a smart defense. No one gave an inch easily. Captain Maya's ship led a small group, moving through the enemy fleet like a shadow. She signaled her team with quiet confidence. "Stay close. Watch each other's backs." Suddenly, one of the enemy ships tried to flank them. Maya's pilot, a young man named Ryan, saw it just in time. He moved quickly, blocking the path without raising his voice. It was a small victory, but it lifted the team's spirits. The alien fleet began to change tactics, trying new ways to break through the shield. But Earth's defense adapted. Every time the enemy tried something new, the humans found a way to respond. Far away, a scientist named Dr. Amir watched the battle with tired eyes. He had helped design the new technology that was saving Earth. He hoped his work would be enough. Thear. Hours passed, but the battle showed no sign of ending soon. Both sides held strong. But Earth's people had something the aliens did not: a reason to fight beyond power, love for home, hope for the future, and the will to survive. Maya looked at the stars again and whispered, "This is just the beginning." The galaxy was watching quietly, waiting to see what Earth would do next. After the fierce battles near their home, humans had sent a clear message. They were no longer weak, and they would defend themselves with all their might. But this was only the start. On Earth's command ship, Captain Maya studied the data coming from distant star systems. She saw something new, signals that spoke of alliances forming quietly in the shadows. Some planets, once silent, were now sending ships toward Earth's enemies. It was a sign that Earth's strength was beginning to change the balance in the galaxy. Deep in the command room, Commander Harris stood next to Maya. "The galaxy is listening," he said. "Our warning is more than just words now. It is a call to those who want peace." Maya nodded, but her face was serious. "Not everyone will want peace," she replied. "Some will try to stop us." Far away, on a cold planet covered in metal, Towers, an alien ambassador named Corin, prepared for a secret meeting with Earth's leaders. He was curious and cautious. He had heard stories about Earth's new power. Stories of ships that could move faster than light, weapons that did not destroy but could stop enemies without harm, and most of all, the spirit of humans who would never give up. The meeting was tense. Earth's leaders spoke clearly. "We want peace," they said, "but we will protect ourselves." Corin listened carefully. He understood the message. Earth was no longer the small planet to be ignored. They were a force to be reckoned with. Outside the meeting room, spies from other alien groups waited. They did not trust Earth. They feared that if Earth grew stronger, their own power would fade. Plans were made in secret, but Earth's growing. Allies would soon know about these threats. Back on the flagship, Maya prepared for the next mission. She was to lead a small team to meet with new allies and gather more information. The galaxy was full of unknown dangers, but also new friends. As they traveled through the blackness of space, Maya thought about the future. Could Earth really change the galaxy? Could humans find a way to live without constant fear? Suddenly, a small ship appeared on their radar. It was old and slow, but it carried a message. The message was simple but powerful. "We want to join you." Maya smiled quietly. The galaxy was beginning to change. The warning was no longer just for enemies. It was a beacon for those who believed in hope. As the new allies approached, Maya knew the real test was still ahead. The galaxy was watching, and Earth was ready to show its true strength, not through fear, but through unity and courage. The stars shone brighter that night. The final warning had been heard, and now the galaxy was starting to listen. The quiet space around Earth had changed. The galaxy no longer looked at Earth as a small, powerless world. The news of Earth's strength and determination had spread, and many watched with new respect, and some with worry. From the command deck of the flagship, Captain Maya stood watching the glowing dots on the screen. Each dot was a ship, some from Earth's allies, others from the unknown. This was no longer just Earth's fight. It was becoming a larger story. The human fleet moved with purpose, careful but steady. They sent messages of peace and unity, but their actions showed they were ready to protect themselves and their friends. The ships that joined them came from distant planets, worlds that had once been afraid to stand up, now finding courage in Earth's example. As the fleet sailed through the stars, an unexpected message arrived. It was from a distant planet known only in legends, a place said to hold ancient knowledge and powerful technology. The message was short but urgent. "You must come quickly. The balance of the galaxy is at risk." Captain Maya shared the message with Commander Harris. "This could change everything," he said, eyes narrowing. "If the legends are true, Earth may have more to offer than just strength. We might have a key to lasting peace." The fleet changed course, heading toward the mysterious planet. As they traveled, the crew spoke quietly of what they might find. Some hoped for answers, others for new allies. But all felt the weight of the mission. When they reached the planet, it was unlike anything they had seen. Giant towers of crystal and metal reached into the sky. The air was thick with energy, humming softly as if alive. The planet itself seemed to watch them as they landed. On the surface, they met the Guardians, an ancient group who had protected the secrets of the galaxy for centuries. The Guardians did not speak quickly, but when they did, their words carried power. "You have awakened the hope of many," one said, her voice calm and strong. "But the galaxy faces a choice. Will it embrace unity or fall into shadow?" Captain Maya stepped forward. "We want to help. We want to bring peace and protect all who live in the stars." The Guardians nodded slowly. "Then you must understand the true challenge. The power you seek is not in weapons, but in trust. You must bring together those who fear each other and show them a new path." The days that followed were filled with learning. Earth's leaders and the Guardians shared knowledge and ideas. New technology was revealed, ways to communicate across vast distances, to heal damaged worlds and to build lasting connections. But even as hope grew, there were signs of trouble. Dark ships watched from the edges of the system, silent but ever present. Some in the fleet whispered of old enemies returning, of forces that would rather see the galaxy divided. Captain Maya knew their journey was far from over. The warning had been sent. The galaxy was listening, but now it was time to act. The true test was not just in power, but in building a future where all could stand together. As the fleet prepared to leave the ancient planet, Maya looked at the stars. She felt the weight of responsibility, but also a growing light inside her heart. Earth's final warning had been heard, but now it was time for a new message. A message of hope, strength, and unity that the whole galaxy would never forget. The stars around them seemed to shine brighter. The future was uncertain, but for the first time it felt possible. The galaxy had changed. Earth was no longer alone. New alliances had formed, and the future looked brighter than before. But peace was a delicate thing. As Captain Maya stood on the bridge of the flagship, she knew that keeping this fragile hope alive would take more than courage. It would take wisdom and trust. Messages from distant worlds continued to arrive. Some brought gifts of knowledge, Others offers to join the alliance. Each message was a small step toward something greater, but not all were friendly. There were those who watched from the shadows, uneasy with Earth's rise. The fleet traveled between star systems, spreading the message of unity. Wherever they went, people listened. Some came with open hearts, others with questions and doubts. Maya met with leaders and citizens alike, sharing stories of Earth's journey and the hope for a better future. One day, the fleet received an unexpected visitor. A small ship approached carefully, carrying an envoy from a planet once thought lost to war and darkness. The envoy, a wise and calm figure named Terran, brought news that surprised everyone. His world had rebuilt itself in secret, learning from past mistakes and now wished to join the alliance. The meeting was filled with cautious hope. Terran spoke of his people's desire for peace and their commitment to work together. Maya listened closely, sensing both truth and fear in his words. As talks continued, a new challenge appeared. A mysterious energy wave swept through the nearby systems, disrupting communications and causing unease. Scientists aboard the flagship studied the wave, trying to understand its source and purpose. "This could be a test," said Dr. Amir, the lead scientist. "Something or someone wants to see how strong our alliance really is." Maya gathered her team. "We must be ready, not just for battle, but for what comes after. We need to show the galaxy that unity is our true strength." The fleet moved carefully, working together to repair damaged communication lines and assist affected worlds. Each act of help brought new trust and hope. In the quiet moments between missions, Maya thought of her own journey, from a young pilot filled with doubt to a leader who carried the hopes of many. She knew the path ahead would not be easy. The galaxy was full of unknowns, but Earth's spirit had grown stronger. As the fleet prepared to face the energy wave's source, Maya stood before her crew. "We fight not with anger or fear, but with courage and hope. Together we will protect the future we all deserve." The stars watched silently, waiting to see if the alliance would hold, if Earth's final warning would become a lasting promise. The journey was far from over, but, for the first time, there was a chance for peace to shine across the galaxy. And with that chance came a new hope that no darkness could ever fully hide. The galaxy held its breath as the fleet moved closer to the source of the mysterious energy wave. Captain Maya stood at the helm, her eyes focused on the glowing mass ahead. It pulsed with strange light and energy, unlike anything the crew had ever seen. It was beautiful but unpredictable, an enigma waiting to be understood. The fleet's sensors worked tirelessly, trying to read the patterns hidden within the waves. Scientists and engineers gathered in the labs, sharing ideas and running simulations. Every detail mattered. This was more than a challenge, it was a chance to prove that Earth's promise of unity and hope could overcome even the unknown. Maya's mind drifted back to the words of the ancient guardians from the crystal planet. "Trust is the key," they had said. Now trust was more important than ever. As the fleet approached, the energy wave began to change. It seemed to respond, almost as if it was alive. Communication devices picked up faint signals, patterns that might be messages. The crew worked quickly, decoding what they could. The signals spoke of balance, harmony, and a call for understanding. Captain Maya gathered her senior officers. "This is not just a threat," she said. "It's an invitation. We need to listen carefully." The fleet adjusted its approach, moving with care and respect. They sent back their own signals, messages of peace and cooperation. Slowly, the energy wave shifted from a barrier into a bridge. From the heart of the wave emerged a vessel unlike any other. It shimmered with colors that changed like the northern lights, and its shape was smooth and flowing, as if formed from the energy itself. From inside, a figure appeared, tall, radiant, and calm. The figure spoke without words, but the crew understood. It was a being of pure energy, a guardian of the galaxy's balance. It explained that the energy wave was a test, designed to measure if the beings of the galaxy were ready to move beyond fear and conflict. Earth's strength, unity, and courage had passed the test. The Guardian offered a gift, a technology that could help all worlds communicate instantly and peacefully, bridging gaps of language and culture. It was a new step toward the future the Guardians had spoken of. Captain Maya accepted on behalf of Earth and the Alliance. "We will use this gift wisely," she promised, "to build trust, not to divide." As the fleet returned home, the galaxy felt different. A new chapter was beginning. The final warning from Earth had become a call for hope and unity, a message that echoed in every star and planet. People across the galaxy looked up at the night sky, no longer with fear, but with wonder and possibility. Earth had shown them that strength came not from power alone, but from courage, trust, and the will to protect the future together. The stars shone brighter, lighting the way toward a peaceful galaxy, one where every world could stand strong, side by side. And so the story of Earth's final warning ended not with fear, but with a promise that the galaxy would never forget.